I wanted to say good morning. This is kind of exciting. My name is Dr. Shannon Spenceley. I'm the president of the College and Association of Registered Nurses of Alberta, and I'm so happy to be with you here in Red Deer today. There's people going, I just want to get through with my coffee. This year, we're celebrating 100 years of registered nursing in Alberta, and we're here to celebrate this milestone with you today. But first, I want to say, most seriously, that our thoughts are certainly with the citizens and the people and our colleagues of Fort McMurray, that community, of course, devastated by recent events. And a shout out to the many first responders, nursing teams, healthcare professionals, police that are involved in supporting those folks. Carna has been in touch with Alberta Health Services, and we are standing by to provide any support that we possibly can to the health system. We're expediting courtesy registrations for nurses coming to Alberta with specialty skill sets to assist in the efforts up north. We also offer assistance to nurses affected by emergencies like this when they start working on the registration renewal, much the same as we did with the Slave Lake situation. Nurses have been contacting us wanting to know how they can help, and at this time Carna is suggesting that they contact the Red Cross directly. The response of Albertans, including nurses, demonstrates the determination and the resilience that are part both of the history of the province and, of course, the history of our profession. The past century has been 100 years of accelerating change. When we look back, we see how far we've come as a profession. It was not that long ago that it became acceptable for women to wear pants. And schools of nursing first permitted pant uniforms. Anybody want to guess what year that was? It's a little earlier. 68 was the first year that nursing students could wear pant uniforms. It was around this time that Red Deer College admitted its first nursing diploma students. In 1990, Red Deer College began offering a collaborative nursing degree program with the University of Alberta and has been graduating registered nurses ever since. Today, registered nurses and nurse practitioners work with the public in roles such as disease prevention, education, mental health, research, policy development, and management. They are healthcare leaders and they strengthen our healthcare system. The historical display that you see here today will travel throughout Alberta to share the stories of our past and the remarkable nurses who have moved our profession forward. And we look forward to highlighting the progress and achievements of the last century, to consider the amazing nurse leaders who have helped shape our profession over the past 100 years, and we look forward to the future of our evolving and vibrant profession. Also, as you know, this week is National Nursing Week, so happy Nursing Week to all the nurses in the room. As you may know, registered nurses make up the largest group of healthcare professionals in Alberta. We care for patients, support families, restore wellness, educate the public, conduct research, develop policy, and prevent illnesses. Our expert caregiving skills prevent hospital deaths and infections, shorten wait times, and shorten hospital stays, and of course, save healthcare dollars. So over the next few weeks, you might see billboards or transit shelter ads around the province that say RN, 2 letters that make a vital difference to your care. And if you're interested, you can find out more about the value of registered nurses at yourrn.ca. Yes, registered nurses are leaders who are dedicated to improving the health of Alberta communities like Red Deer. And we have been doing that for 100 years this year. And I wanted to thank everyone here for joining us to celebrate this impressive history and the vibrant future of Alberta's registered nurses. There are a couple of important folks who have arrived today to bring greetings. First, it's my pleasure to welcome Deputy Mayor Lawrence Lee to bring greetings.
It is a pleasure to be here, and welcome to Nursing Week. I just found that out now too. It's an impressive historical display to highlight, I guess, the most populous of healthcare workers, which are nurses in Alberta. As Deputy Mayor, and on behalf of Mayor Veer, I am pleased and honored to be able to bring greetings to this event. But just to provide a little bit of context about the Red Deer story, the Red Deer Hospital actually was built here in 1904, so if the math is right, that's about 112 years ago. It was a memorial to 3 local men who had died in the Boer War while serving Lord Strathcona's horse regiment. Numerous donations were gathered to aid the construction, including a large gift from Lord Strathcona himself. Construction commenced on the hospital in the spring of 1903, but the board of directors ran out of money, and the town council had to provide assistance. The new building was completed in the spring of 1904 at a cost of $12,000. That new hospital had 11 private wards, had 2 public wards, and was able to accommodate, yes, 23 patients. I think you have more than that in half a ward now or something like that. There was a reception room, a spacious operating room with surgery, and a large kitchen. The attic could be used for as dormitories as well. The first hospital matron was hired at a salary of $50 a month. A little more than you get paid there, Shannon? No. The board set administration fees for patients at $7 for public wards, $10 for private rooms. The board also set a fee schedule for the hospital's operating rooms. Patients were expected to provide their own medicine and surgical dressings. During the hospital's infancy, a number of local groups recognized the importance of supporting the fledgling institution and contributed much to its development. Here comes the important part. 2 of these groups, the hospital's Ladies' Aid and the Alexandra Club, a young women's organization, worked tirelessly to raise money and supply furnishings. They also served as volunteer nurses. I bring that up because I think where this history is noteworthy, the building itself is important. What is even more remarkable are the individuals in this building dedicated to providing patient care. I'm fortunate enough to be married to an RN for the past 25 years, and I have a couple of RNs in my family. My brother is an RN here in cardio, and my sister-in-law is a RN on surgical. I think 24. Wait, 22 must be something else. Yeah, okay. So, and I've actually been able to witness firsthand the evolution and innovation of what nursing has become today. For those not in the profession, and during this display, I would encourage you to talk to an RN today and ask them what they do in a typical day. I think the stories that they will tell you will move you in many ways. I say that because Shannon went through some of the things that nursing embellishes and what nursing has evolved and become, as my papers stick together. And I think she talked to things about supporting families, restoring wellness, educating the public, conducting research, those sorts of things. But what about the demands on the nursing profession itself and how it's grown? The demands of personal development, of increased workloads, limited resources. Those are all challenges that face a lot of professions, but in particular, I think the nursing profession itself. What remains constant throughout all these challenging demands, though, is I think the caring nature and the willingness to endure all those demands in the best interests of our citizens' overall health. Preventing hospital deaths and infections, shortening those wait times that Shannon was talking about in those hospital stays, does much to strengthen our community. Where we can't thank all those that contribute to our healthcare system today, in particular, I think the nursing staff in the hospital, but there's so many other support staff that work and make this facility run and work. I thank the nursing staff for their efforts and their dedication to building our communities, the work and the caring that they've exhibited, and again, that was, as mentioned earlier, the response and the willingness to volunteer at natural disasters such as Fort McMurray. By providing communities care to those who need it and the leadership while providing that care. I hope you take this time during this launch and to reflect just how important a valuable service the nursing profession is and will continue to be, let's say, for the next 100 years or more. Thank you and have a happy Nursing Week.
Deputy Mayor Lee, I really appreciate those comments. We have another very special guest with us today, and that would be Carol Murray, who is the Senior Operating Officer for the Central Zone.
So good morning, everybody, and welcome. Thanks to Carna and thanks to Councillor Lee for joining us this morning. Not only are we celebrating Nursing Week, but a century of registered nursing practice in Alberta. As well, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate our own Ronnie Valetsky, as she is one of the Centennial Award recipients, one of the 100 being recognized by Carna. Ronnie was recognized for her work with the sexual assault response team and education in this regard across our zone. Your commitment to quality patient care is highly valued and appreciated. Many of you, like myself, have seen many changes in how we practice, not just in our healthcare system, but here at Red Deer Regional Hospital. But there is one constant: caring. It was foundational in 1916 and is still the cornerstone today. As we look back, we can be proud of our progress and achievements. We have much to look forward to into the future. We have new and advanced roles and enhanced roles for nurses. We have many scientific advancements on the horizon in terms of providing care for our patients and shortening lengths of stay. Technology and enhanced access to health information is an important part of how we provide care. Shifting settings where care is delivered. We clearly are seeing a shift into the community and less reliance on acute care beds. Each of you is critical to the care of our patients and families every day. You work under pressure, and when curves are thrown your way, for example, with our water event in the operating room, every one of you shone to mitigate the damage and ensure our clients were looked after. And as been mentioned, this past week in Fort McMurray has tested our health system and has tested our practitioners in the health system. Nurses fled for their safety, often separated from their families, but stayed with their clients to ensure they got quality and safe care. So for all you do every day, 24/7, I thank you and our leadership thanks you. Today, reflect and celebrate yourselves and your colleagues and look forward to the next 100 years. Thank you.
You know, it's true. It is a history. The history of nursing really is the history of Alberta. And there are tough times and there are really great times. And the theme this year for Nurses Week is Nurses with You Every Step of the Way. And I think that the most recent, the Fort McMurray situation, but also the Slave Lake fire, the floods in Calgary, your water event. Water event sounds so friendly and nice. I gather it wasn't. Sounds pretty awful. Nurses with You Every Step of the Way, I think, is certainly come home to us, in particular with the most recent events. You also recognized a couple of folks in the crowd. I wanted to mention current councillor Elva Hammerstrand from Red Deer, who is also here. Thank you for coming up. And we also in the crowd have past President Sheila McKay, who's over there, as well as past President Lorraine Way in the room. Rich history right here in Red Deer of contributions to the profession. So, in January, we launched our centennial at Edmonton City Hall. That was fun to kick off a year of activities to honor that rich history. And to explore more about that, you can go to Carna100.ca to learn more about the different eras of registered nursing that are exemplified here. Our display explores our past, the present, and the future, taking you from the era of district nursing, which my great-grandmother was, to today's nursing developments and beyond. You already mentioned, Carol, the 100 Centennial Registered Nurses and nurse practitioners throughout the province. A real honor to be selected by your peers for excellence in practice. And I know that Ronnie, was it Blatsky here in Red Deer was very honored to receive that award. But thank you very much for sharing this historic moment with us. It's been great to be here in Red Deer. And please, as I said, take a look at the display and thank you again. Happy Nursing Week.